Assalamualaikum and hello. Today we are from Group 1, which consists of 5 members: Alia Izwani, Alia Irina, Emma Yasmin, Anis Yasmin, and Fitra Atira. We'll be reviewing the assigned documentary, which is entitled Transmission: Was the Rush to Reassign Gender. So this documentary film is about how the society conception about transgender and how it affects the person who undergoes medical transitioning for their body at the early age. The main objective of this documentary is to educate us more regarding about the consequences of rushing the kids to become a transgender.
Assalamualaikum and good day I bid to everyone. I'm Fitra Atira binti Muhammad Fauzi, metric number 214121. We'll be reviewing the bioethical compliances present in this documentary. Bioethical compliances adhere to these 4 core principles, as you can see, and there are also 3 types of moral theories present in this part. First, let's take a look at the moral point of view. Megan Murphy's perspective can be considered a form of compliance because it follows the principles where autonomous action should not be subjected to controlling constraints by others, and the fact that one ought to prevent or remove evil or harm. In short, children should not feel or be pushed to change their gender just because of the social construct regarding how they should act. Next is the medical or factual point of view. These perspectives adhere to the principles because one ought not to inflict evil or harm by means of thwarting, defeating, or setting back some party's interests. These children who have been imposed to such choices have no idea of the long-term negative setbacks that comes after gender reassignment. In the end, they gain nothing from the practice and will have to continue living with what's left of their physical condition. That is all from me, so let's look into the non-compliances next.
Thank you Fitra for the useful information. I am Alia Izwani with metric number 213996 will continue this presentation with non-bioethical compliance. In this matter, we still adhere with 4 components that has been said by Fitra before, but my part is a big contrast with her. Now, I will elaborate the related points that I had been identified in the video. First and foremost, they got a mastectomy and hysterectomy surgery. Mastectomy is the surgery of the breast removal and hysterectomy is the removal of all parts of uterus. Jane, one of the person who done this surgery, changed her gender to man. She fully removed the part when she was 24 years old. But she said that she regret of doing that as she doesn't happy with her life now. In my opinion, this couldn't be done because it's hard for us to turn back time and went back to real gender. We cannot call her a woman as she already removes one of the woman characteristics. Next is taking testosterone hormones for female. Testosterone hormone is a sex hormone for a man. Before Jade totally changed to a man, she started to be like a man when she took the testosterone pill at an early age, when she was 6 years old. Also, one of the transgender mother, Lynn, noticed her daughter is transgender when her daughter reached 24 years old and took a testosterone hormone. She also stated that her daughter done that as her daughter want to see herself as a man better than women. In this case, parents should always look after their children to ensure that they got influenced by good things or not. Furthermore, most of the transgenders start to change their gender when they thought about the gender dysphoria. Gender dysphoria is a feeling of discomfort or distress that might occur in the people whose gender identity differs from their sex assigned at birth or sex-related physical characteristic. They mostly got influenced by the surrounding that judge their physical well-being. In this movie, Hachi said that he wasn't meant to be a boy when he was 5 years old and uninterested with the boys' activities such as playing football. I can conclude that most of the victims thought about this because of the family problems and mental illness. Like Hachi, he said that he came from a divorced family, which encouraged him to do so. Lastly is puberty blockers. Puberty blockers is hormone blockers that help delay unwanted physical change that do not match someone's gender identity. Quentin Van Meter said in the movie that gender dysphoria is a major factor of puberty blockers. Now, let's look on advantages and disadvantages of it.
So I'll be explaining the advantages of reassigning gender in further details. It was actually quite hard for me to identify the points since there is not much advantages of doing it so. But I managed to grasp the main advantages, which is companies in this industry are able to make big profits. Why? Although this point is actually on the different side, it is still benefit for the industry. On minute 25 seconds, they mentioned that it is very difficult for parents to challenge what the doctor have said, especially if the parents doesn't have any medical background. Parents will become more protective and wants the best for their children, so they just follow whatever the doctors have said to them. So this leads to the doctor maybe to push them to do more surgery to gain some profits. Also at minute 27 and 21 seconds, Andrew Van Moll, who is a board-certified family medicine doctor, quoted that if you have company producing some little widget that has a stake in the game of making biological male to look more female, there's money for you in this. What can we conclude from this quote is company will make profit by doing surgery. There's no such thing as free thing in this world. Even if you get small cuts and you wanted to go to the clinic, you also have to pay. You have to pay for it. Next, reassigning gender will make the person who undergoes the transgendering process to feel much better and confident in their body, accepting what they were born with and embracing it.
Hi, my name is Anis Yasmin. My matrix number is 214032 and I will proceed the presentation with the disadvantages of the transmission issues based on the videos. First, parents will lose rights and custody of the child's decision. When this happens, actually, the children, which is still immature, can fully decide whether they want to go on with the operation or not. So actually, this can lead to the bad consequences as the child is still immature according to their age. And also, it maybe can jeopardize the familial relationship between child and parents. The next disadvantage is it disrupts the natural development of the body. So this is due to the hormone blockage that is being used to the children. So hormone blockage functions to stop these hormones that will causes the child's body to have growth due to the puberty. For example, boys will have hair growth and also the girls will have enlargement of the parts of the body. So basically, using this hormone blockage, it can stop all this puberty and natural development of the child's body. So actually, it is a bad idea because it can lead to the health issues. The third disadvantage is actually it can affect children's mental health also because the dosage of the medicine and also the ingredients of the medicine actually can cause side effects, for example depression. So actually for children, depression is not a small matter because child which is still immature doesn't know how to handle things better than adults. So if they get into depression, things will not go smoothly. And also, this can cause early menopause and infertility for the children. This is causes by the treatments, the medicines, and also the operations. And last but not least, this can impose on safety issues when using public facilities. And actually, this issue is being stated by one of the subjects in the video. So, for example, some of the transgenders, they use the public facilities such as toilets according to their new gender. So for the originally gender like women, they will become uncomfortable, and actually it can become traps for them. So it is not a good idea, and it is not a good thing, because everyone has their own privacy, and it also can lead to the safety issues.
Besides the disadvantages explained previously, there are also consequences in undergoing gender reassignment surgery. To start off, the social relationships of a transgender person with their families and society will be affected. Some of those that underwent gender affirmation surgery opted to reverse their gender roles due to social seclusion and to preserve familial bonds. Subsequently, the procedures taken for gender reassignment could cause an irreversible change to the body. For instance, puberty blockers will impede the body's natural processes, taking away time that cannot be returned during an important fraction of your growth. Besides that, transitioners that undergo hormone therapy are at risk to develop various cancer. Moreover, the body of a transitioner could trigger internal problems, namely clotting disorders and liver pathology, due to high levels of testosterone injected into a body. When the level of hormones in the body exceed the natural limit, it may lead to the development of endocrine tumor, a type of cancer that is formed in the glands that produces hormones. In short, health professionals should be consulted before any gender affirmation surgery is carried out. This helps youth especially to explore the options and understand the possible consequences of their choice. Medical professionals, school nurses, and physicians should provide accurate information regarding gender confusion and the medical and psychiatric effects of sexual reassignment surgery. Other than that, there are other alternatives to achieving gender euphoria, and it varies within people. Not all transgender people experience gender dysphoria, and not all that do experience it undergo medical treatment. Transmission has helped us to understand the perspective of parents with transgender children, biologists, medical professionals, and detransitioners. The documentary has evoked a sense of empathy and understanding for transitioners and detransitioners. We understand the reasoning for the choice and concern expressed by loved ones and professionals. Thank you for listening to our documentary review of Transmission: What's the Rush to Reassign Gender?